Well, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates. Leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a read. If you'd like a personal read, check out the description below. And I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Thank you all for your love, your support, and your kindness. Okay, all are welcome on this channel. All contributions are highly appreciated. Okay. The message that I have is that if you want to be successful, if you want to be successful, consider how does it make you feel to witness other people being successful? Oh, wow. The message is, collective, if you want to be successful, how does it make you feel to see or witness other people be successful? Whether this is a total stranger, a celebrity, a family, a friend, someone you just know of, you may not know personally. Are you someone who's likely to applaud for people? Are you someone who wishes people well? You know, there are people who project negative energy and there are people who project positive energy. So Spirit is saying, if you want to be successful in your own life in any rate at anything, and even if you want your children to be successful or someone in your family, a loved one to be successful, Spirit is saying for you to ask yourself and also think about the last time that you saw someone accomplish a goal, receive an accolade, a reward, be talked about or spoke about on a positive note, and to reflect on your response, what you said, how it made you feel, what you said on the outside verbally, if you did say anything, and how it made you feel on the inside that you kept to yourself. So basically, this reading is speaking of, being mindful of the energy that you project, because what you put out will always return to you, and it can return in different ways. It may return to you or someone around you. So this reading is clearly out the gate. They're speaking of wanting to have a good life and be successful and wealthy and comfortable. Everyone wants that and desires that. But if this is something that you want to maintain and experience, Spirit is saying in return, you must be mindful of the energy that you project out. You know, just because you have not spoken it out of your mouth where people can hear you verbally, and you kept some kind of iniquity or envy or malice in your heart, that energy can still be felt and is still a form of projection. So be mindful of the energy you put out, because it can return, and it can return to you or someone around you. And as I always say, the Karma Cafe is always open. You never know when a servant is coming. But Spirit wants you to be mindful, with the Queen of Wands here. This is power, this is determination, this is creativity. And Spirit is saying you could be someone, or you are someone who has a lot of creative power. You have a very determined nature, and there's nothing wrong with what you desire. And so if this isn't your energy, this could be someone around you who needs to be mindful of projecting negative energy onto others. This reading is speaking about even people whom you may be no longer in contact with, someone, collective, family, friends, ex-lover, ex-husband, wife, someone you went to school with, old co-worker. This could be anyone. But from time to time, maybe you find yourself gossiping about this person, making fun of this person, maybe trolling them on social media. Yeah, very unique read. The Spirit wants you to know that just because you don't have a liking for a person doesn't mean that you have to entertain low frequencies regarding them. Everyone is not for you and they're not supposed to be, but there's a way for you to live your best life and make sure, as I mentioned earlier, that you maintain your frequency of being happy, successful, wealthy, healthy, comfortable, your children, your home, harmony, peace. all these things, but you have to be mindful of the energy that you put out towards others, even people whom you consider not to like, people you just don't like, or they just don't resonate with you. That's okay. You don't have to get along with everybody. You don't have to key with everybody. But this message is coming through very strong. And Spirit is saying, let them know to be mindful of the energy that they're putting out. And to also remember, just because you verbally have not said it and you feel like no one heard me, no one knows, that I hope so and so doesn't get the job, it doesn't mean that that energy isn't felt. And that can still impact you. That having those negative thoughts, having malice and envy and hatred, that iniquity in your heart or in your spirit, it can still impact your life in a negative way. So this message, if it's not for you, maybe you know someone who needs to hear this message, who could have some kind of personality disorder, or they're always angry. They're always fuming with rage, against people who really don't socialize with them. These are people who you may not even be connected to. But yeah, someone asks you, how is so-and-so doing? Okay, you haven't seen them in 5-10 years, but oh, they're doing fine, and let it go. Far as engaging in gossip about them, Spirit is saying it's time to be the type of person to not even engage. Don't even allow people to pull you into gossiping conversations about others. It's something here strongly about tainting your frequency, becoming imbalanced, allowing the wrong energy. Okay, I'm hearing orbs. Woo! The wrong energy in your aura. Okay, you may be seeing orbs, you may be, you think they're spots and you seeing that iridescence, that is your ancestors, that is your spirit team. But in order to sit on your throne, male or female, be mindful of the energy that you put out, because everything that we dish out, even in thought, it will and can impact your life. Okay. And so, instead of being hyperly focused on how you're going to maintain and hold things together, Spirit is saying it's very simple. Just be mindful of the energy that you project out, and you'll have less worry about the energy that is coming in. Instead of being stressed and overwhelmed about maintaining, be mindful about the energy then that you put out, and it'll be less worry about the energy that is coming into your life. Okay. So with temperance energy here, you could know someone with Sagittarius placement in their chart. Be mindful, because these things can taint your energy, your mood, your life. They can impact your health, your growth, your finances, your relationships, plans, things you're building, things you're creating. It could really ruin some things. So you want to be mindful, okay? Don't allow, they're telling me to repeat it, people to pull you into gossiping conversations about people. It is okay that you are not for everyone, but there is a way for you to live your best life. So this reading is just giving a message about how to thrive and survive wholeheartedly without being under any kind of pressure or stress. Spirit is saying there's so many simple ways. There's so many little bitty things that we can do that cost us nothing, and starting with being grateful and being mindful of the energy that we project. Spirit is also saying there's a lot of things that we can put our time and energy on other than hatred. Okay? There's a lot of things we can put our time and energy on other than hatred. Okay? You could be someone who's very attractive, very alluring, someone with a very nice physique, male or female, very handsome, very pretty. Maybe you're popular. When you show up with the King of Cups here, people see you as the one that has it going on, popping and non-stopping. You can't help that you're beautiful, and nor should you, or handsome, and nor should you be punished for that. I'm picking up someone who's aesthetically beautiful, and maybe possibly you're beautiful on the inside as well, okay? But maybe people try to treat you some kind of way, like they want you to apologize for your vanity or apologize for what you look like, and it's not fair. You shouldn't have to be punished. You shouldn't have to be hated because you're handsome or beautiful. Yeah, very odd topic. But see, these are the things that run through people's mind, and they feel or they think people don't feel or know what they got going on. People are aware. But I'm picking up that people have mistreated you and misjudged you because of your aesthetics. And you're not an arrogant person, whether you're male or female, but you're very attractive, very handsome, very beautiful. Someone could have slanted eyes. Someone could have natural curly hair. You love to dress. You have good hygiene. Doesn't matter what your skin color is. You're just very attractive, and you get attention. You have the kind of energy where the attention comes without you trying. It just flows to you naturally, and people could see you as this energy here is prosperity and leadership, so people see you as a leader when you show up. And so if someone in the room or the environment where you're going to, they say our energy arrives before we even get there, because there's no coincidences, it's just confirmation. A person that's insecure would be intimidated, or they will become jealous. They would likely be rude to you. A good example, there's a brunch. You show up at a brunch and you're in line getting your food and you get bumped. And then the same person get their plate and then they roll their eyes at you. And then the same person before you leave may bump you with their shoulder. This is just an example. You could be someone who have experienced, for someone watching, take the pieces of this read that resonates. Um, a lot of people just mistreating you, misjudging you, and mistreating you because you're beautiful, you're nice looking. I mentioned a beautiful physique. You could be someone who, you look nice in your clothes, very neat. And it's not your fault that other people are insecure. And the message for you is to don't stop being who you are. Don't dim your light. You don't have to show up with your hair not combed because, it's going to make someone mad. You don't have to stop dressing. If you like wearing makeup, wear your makeup. If you don't like wearing, don't, and for the guys, same thing. You could be a male figure who, you just look nice and you always well put together. And guys and male and females could envy that. And so you could have people throughout your life who have tried to create chaos or conflict. Even as a small child or a teenager, you could have also had family members, siblings as well, maybe childhood friends, people you've grown up with, went to school with, who were very jealous and envious and just wanted to create chaos and just projected a lot of hatred towards you. It is not your fault that these people are broken. And Spirit is saying, do not change who you are. You're not arrogant. You don't think you are that. Someone could invite you somewhere and get angry because when you show up, you look good. You look good. Whatever outfit you chose to wear, it was the right one. You look good. They invited you, but dang, collective, they didn't know you was going, but you're doing nothing wrong. So just keep being who you are. These are the type of people I was speaking of earlier. They have a personality disorder and they need to be mindful of projecting onto you, or vice versa. So take what resonates. Yeah, yeah. You could have went through a lot of ridicule, a lot of sabotage, a lot of misjudgment, misconception, all because the people whom you have experienced, a lot of them were insecure. You could have also been accused of maybe you want my man, you looking at my man kind of energy. Just a lot of negative energy where people think you want their mate or their spouse. That's so childish. Often when you hear people complain about things like that, if you're in a relationship where you gotta uh, be a security system to your spouse. There's something going on that has nothing to do with anyone wanting he or she. That is a relationship that has something other specially going on. But with this devil energy here, throughout your whole entire journey, you could have wondered, like, what is it? Why are these people acting this way? It is not you. So change nothing about you. Be yourself authentically. You do not have to look like anyone, dress like anyone, and you are allowed to show up the way you desire. Okay. We can't live our lives, like we're walking on eggshells and tiptoeing around people's ego because they're insecure or they have low self-esteem or they didn't get enough love as a child. All these issues and problems that people carry on the inside. Folks carry a lot of unresolved energy, and it becomes dense and more heavier as they try to press and move forward. And because they ignore it, they want to project it, they want to release it, and that's when it gets projected onto other people. That's when the misjudgment, the sabotaging your character, people telling lies on you, accusing you of things, all kind of mess appears. But it's not you, it's them. So that's for someone in particular there, okay? So the Three of Swords. So this is your confirmation. Spirit is saying you no longer have to break your own heart with having the wrong thoughts about yourself. There could have been a lot of things that you thought that you were the problem or you were the cause of. People try to make you feel this way as if you were a problem. Had you looking in the mirror and second guessing your character, who you are, what you stand for, but it's being revealed to you, okay? Confirmation with the moon energy. All of this is being revealed that you are doing nothing wrong. So continue to be yourself through and through, collective. Okay. And so with the Five of Swords energy, this represents conflict. And so the conflict that people project on you is the conflict that is within them. If you want to observe and listen to people talk, you'll often hear people reveal their insecurities and their weaknesses, their weak points. If you observe a person just speaking, a person and people tell a lot about themselves just through simple communication. Okay, and how they respond to different things in their lives that occurs. Okay. And so the Page of Cups energy, represents someone trying to meet you in the middle, but unfortunately they just can't because they're not on your level. This is energy of someone who may want to or who have tried to mirror your energy because you get a lot of attention, because you are looked at and treated like the King of Cups, desiring to be in your shoes, but not knowing that just because you are aesthetically beautiful, you are still human and you have endured some hardships and some things too. Okay. So it's like while, these broken people are trying to punish you by projecting negative energy, they don't know your life is not perfect. You've been through some things too. Everyone in this world, we're all here to learn and grow, will have experiences that are not comfortable or we're not the most proudest of. It's just part of the journey here on planet Earth. And so, yeah, so this is the energy of a person or maybe people, instead of being themselves, trying to duplicate you or mirror your energy. Very diabolical there. Very diabolical. So we have the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords is you continuing to be a student of thyself and continue to explore and grow in your own true nature. And you do not have to apologize, Spirit is saying. You have done nothing wrong. So if you have been thinking that, why do people treat me this way? You've noticed the pattern. It's not you, it's them. These are broken people projecting onto you, and it's not your responsibility to heal these people.